What's up, everybody? Berserker Bryce here, and today we are going to be making a train that wraps around our whole world here, and creating a train resource hub out here in the desert. Yeah, let's get straight into it. I'm gonna kind of explain my thought process on this right now. Basically, we've got our distribution plant up in the dune desert, and then our rail line runs all the way around the whole continent. And our plan is to have let's see, we're gonna have a hub here, a hub here, and a hub here. And what we're going to do is intake all the materials from these locations into here for processing. You get it. Do this. You. All right. Yeah, that's kind of ugly. So we're going to try and take all the materials from around these areas and bring them into one central area. And then we're going to process them, basically turn the iron ore into iron ingots, copper ore into copper ingots, etc. to a certain point, because copper and iron, you don't really need the ore for anything else. Well, okay, we need steel. Anyway, we'll make all that stuff. So once we do that, we're gonna have one line that comes around, probably multiple trains on it, but we're gonna have one train that goes around all the way around and picks up all the materials and drops them back up over here. And then on the other direction, we have the ability to send out the materials that we need to each one of these factories. So we can set up factory, like we can set up a factory here or here or here. I don't really have the nodes up, so I don't really know. But wherever is ideal for us, we can set up individual factories. But these will bring in all our stuff. And the reason why I have, in fact, we might actually make them like here, here, and here. Somewhere. Anyway, we can make satellite factories. But the reason why why I made them here and these places is where the majority of like the oil is, oil or nitrogen. And those are hard to transport by train. So if you're going to make factories, like big factories that do multiple things, or really anything, you want them to be as close to like oil and any kind of gas that you pull out of the ground, so you can just pipe it, because piping is just way more efficient than fluid trains. It's not even close. So that's kind of our plan at the moment. Now we go over. There is another thing that I'm doing here. There is a string of bauxite that basically splits the map. So I'm going to put another train line in that runs back and forth here. Basically bringing all the bauxite into this area. So that way we can locate all the bauxite in one area. We can make all the aluminum in one area as well. And then this will just purely pick up all the bauxite on the way. Make it easy to bring over here, which is nice. So this is the way I'm doing it. I feel like it's very nice. How do I clear this out? Can I clear it out? That's the way I'm doing it. It is nice to have a rail that goes around the map. And if you need to, for whatever reason, you can feed off into the central areas from here. So having an outside ring of trains is definitely the way to go, I would say. That this says satisfactory, so you can build it however you want, but I think this is a very efficient way of doing it. And they're long enough where you can have multiple trains. I will do tests later on to see what our throughput is, because I'm not super confident that we're going to be able to actually process, or not process, but haul all the materials into this one spot. So we will see how this works in the future. Another option you could do, just go with this. You could, if you wanted to, do a ladder type system. So basically make 2 rails this way, and then just have the trains go across, train go across, train go across, and you could put more in if you wanted to. And then you could just have, like, you know, you could have your depot here and your depot here. And then have more, like, you could have satellite factories, you know, over here and over here, over here, here. You could spread out a lot more if you really wanted to with this system. So I think this is also a very good system if you wanted to. I'd very much like to try it. Though the only thing is you get more complicated with, you're gonna have to have intersections and in all these spots, and yeah, you kind of run into just having to deal with, which that's not too hard to figure out. I can kind of go over that in a different video, I think, if people like that. But yeah, so that's kind of my setup. That's kind of my thought process on it. You can obviously build however you want, and I might actually still do several. Well, we're gonna have the one going across anyway, so I could potentially do individual lines across the way, transcontinental railways, if you will. But yeah, so that's my thought process on that. Just kind of how I have the track set up. Right side it's right side drive, because I'm in America, and we drive on the right side of the road. Anyway, basically incoming train will feed in here and go around, and then I left all this open space as so I can expand it as needed if I need to put more train stations in. My goal here is to have one full 8 cargo train for each one of my 3 hubs. So I'll probably put one more of these full stations in. That way they can all pick up what they're going to pick up from those, and then we'll have them take the materials all the way up to the next floor, and we will sort all the materials. And we'll sort all the materials, and then we will send them over to this side, and then these ones we can keep going along the way. Basically, we are going to just have the ability to feed these trains on this side and send out what is needed as needed. So it'll be more of a on demand type system in my eyes. We'll see how it works. I was originally wanting to make this one video, but the track around the world took a lot longer than I thought. So I'm going to make this kind of it's sort of a 2-part system. This is way I'm rationalizing it, is this will be the basically focusing on the train line, and then next week's video I think will be on the hub design, the actual extraction hub design, and then maybe in the future we will come back and when I get the whole system in place, because I think it's going to take a little bit of time. We will revisit this at the end, kind of after it's all fully operational and whatnot. But All right, just want to jump in real quick. This next part kind of goes over like how I laid out the tracks and did the tracks. And it's not explained super. I don't explain it super well, so you know, take it for what it's worth. My blueprints aren't super robust, and yeah, I might remake a video about just the track part in the future. Just not super happy with it, so just a warning. Yeah, I'm gonna go over real quick how I kind of laid out my track. Basically, you want to make a blueprint. Obviously, this is probably the best way to do this. I have fly mode on just for the videos, so just to show this, in case you're wondering. All right, so this is usually like my base. It's got the foundation, or it's got the pillars supporting it and whatnot. And then usually what I'll do is I will take my unsupported with no track. You gotta be careful. You gotta stop these tracks early. For whatever reason, there's a bug, and these basically stick out longer than the blueprint does. So you can't snap the blueprints together very well. Basically, it'll force a gap. It's really weird. I don't know why it does it, but you have to, if you're gonna do track on top, which I think helps for lining stuff up. Make sure you stop at least a half a block before the ends. Now, usually for just running straight track, I will just place down a supported, and then I'll do these unsupported ones. And I should have actually made these longer than 3 blocks. Didn't at the time, so I might go back and well, I already built the whole railway, so probably not, but I did this kind of the hard way. I'm learning still. But anyway, so now, so I do 3 of those blueprints, and then I drop this one down, and then we just go back, and I have a hotbar for that. And I go for this and just connect these up. Boom, boom, and keep going. Easy enough, right? So what about curves? Now, this is something that I learned from watching another video that I wish I would have known or I wish I would have figured out in the beginning. So if you want to do curves, you could tilt it to 5 degrees and then you go over 4. You want to nudge it over 4 and then up 4. And then you put one underneath. Delete the top. Delete that. That's one. We're going to do a few more just to show the curve. I don't know if it's just my settings or not, but mine retains the curve, or the rotation of 5 degrees when I hit control and aim it on this corner. You got to make sure you're on this corner. And then you hit H and nudge it. Oh, that was 5. You just do that over 4, up 4. And then let's do 3, 4. Oh, 4. There we go. Boom, and then easy, right? Easy enough. The way I built these is kind of not great. Let's try to sink in. All right. I don't recommend building yours the way I built mine, but so this is how you can build your curves. This is how I should have done it. I didn't, but and then you just do a these aren't gonna hook up now. Yeah, that's right, they don't like to hook up. So I would build a better system than I did. The system I did is not ideal. I'm still kind of learning ins and outs of the blueprint mode. But basically, you just do that. You do a curve. Find where the curve ends. Boom. You know, just like that. Kind of. There's easier ways to do it. This is just my blueprint. It's not the most robust. We'll just say that. So, you know, take that for what it is. I'd recommend you build your own system or look up some other ones because there's some good ones out there actually. Lots of people have some pretty solid blueprints out there. My blueprints are just what they are. I liked how they looked. I sat there and designed it for a little bit, and yeah, this is just how I went and did my my world. Ramps. Ooh, actually, before I forget, ramps are difficult. So, especially if you're going to use ramp pieces like I did to make this, you know, sit in there like that, which I don't recommend. Now that I've done a full loop of the world with this, yeah, not the greatest way to go about things. With ramps, I just did all the ramps by hand, basically. That's the easiest way to do it. Unfortunately, the way I did it, it's different than the rest of my tracks, so it kind of is what it is. I don't really like it a lot. I've just built the whole track already, and by the time I, you know, look back at it, like, not gonna do it, not gonna mess with it. All right, well, if you made it this far, I appreciate it. Trying to get out of like at least a video a week at the moment. I have some stuff coming up this next weekend, and I have a full-time job, so it's kind of tough to make all the stuff in world and edit everything and whatnot. I was planning on making this whole with the extraction hubs and everything, which I think the extraction hubs are going to be a later video. It's gonna be a two-part thing. So yeah, I just wanted to explain that and let you know. I appreciate everyone watching. I appreciate the support on last week's video. It was awesome. Got way more views than I thought it was going to get, so that's awesome. Yeah, if you'd like it, if you like the video, you know, do the like, the comment, subscribe thing, notification bell, all that jazz. Leave me some good feedback in the comments. I'm learning, trying to learn how to make better videos and you know, everything. So any feedback helps. Yeah, thanks for sticking it out to the end. I appreciate it, and I hopefully I can get out a video early next week, or something. You know, Monday, something like that. We'll see. But yeah, love you guys. Peace.